Easy to play and casual as hell, with a new take on a classic story. Robin's Quest is a very traditional hidden object game with a number of extremely basic puzzles. The gameplay, as you might expect, isn't exactly intensive. The majority of it just boils down to a cross between Where's Wally and searching for a needle in a haystack. A lot of it simply relies on you remembering what you've already seen and knowing when that information will be useful. But even this isn't strictly necessary, as you have a journal to catch you back up if you forgot something critical, and if all else fails you still have a hint button to point out exactly what you need to do in the scene. Once you have completed a location, it is explicitly marked and there is no reason to carry on searching that section, which cuts down any potential frustration. The core mechanics seem solid, and even if you're absolutely terrible at this type of game, it will still hold your hand along the way if you need it. There are also a couple of minigames built in, but these are flash game territory, and as far as I could tell there was no reason to actually complete them. The art for this game is nicely done throughout and uses the colour well, but it would have been nice to see a little animation just to truly bring it to life. One of the best parts is that it is fully voice acted, and the characters all fit in the environments well, particularly the bad guys. They all have this built-in cowardice the moment they are cornered, which is incredibly apt for a story based around Robin Hood. The slightly amateurish nature of the voices made the entire thing a lot more believable in many cases. It's slightly disappointing that there are no resolution settings and the only option is full screen or windowed, however with the nature of this genre it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately there are some bugs which are apparent on the Steam version. The most prominent of these being that every time you move into a new area it says there is no disk in a drive. These can be dismissed easily and have a minimal impact on the experience. And the second bug which I found more irritating is that when you quit the game, it remains running in the background but didn't seem to appear in the task manager, and took about 5 minutes to finally clear. I don't believe either of these would stop anyone enjoying the game, but it somewhat taints what should be a very simple to run game. On the whole, I actually quite like this game. Every now and then it's nice to play a game which doesn't require too much thinking, or in this case any at all. It's kind of like sitting down to watch a Disney film that you've seen a million times before. You know exactly what's going to happen, you can just switch off and be taken for a ride. Like many of the games in this genre, it isn't particularly long and only took about 2.5 hours to complete. It does have the price to match this at $3.99 however. I haven't played many of these types of games before, but the mechanics are solid, and if anything it seems like quite a good entry point to hidden object games. It is also available on mobiles, and assuming that it works in the same way, it is probably better suited to that sort of platform. Well anyway, I'm not one to give away the ending, but I will say that it spirals towards an incredible twist turn that parallels my own life.